and welcome to another episode of Life in the Mind, a neurodivergent podcast presented by neurodivergent people. I'm Joy Amy Wigman.
And I'm Murray Spear.
And today's episode is Life in the Mind of Elisa. Hello, Elisa.
Hi.
Hi, you having a good day?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Lush, it's so nice to have you in the studio with us. Elisa also does work for Inclusion Gloucestershire, which is the company that makes Life in the Mind.
Yeah, we work in partnership.
We work in
We
partnership.
work alongside them and steal their offices sometimes.
Yes, we steal their offices. Give us office space. So it's so nice to have you in the studio. So we always start with, so what's your relationship to neurodivergence?
My relationship with neurodivergence is I have learning disabilities and physical disabilities and social and emotional difficulties.
Okay.
Yeah. Could you give us some breakdown of, say, the learning disabilities? If you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah?
I have speech and language difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
I have verbal dyspraxia, but I'm very good with words. But part of the speech and language side of things is mostly understanding and reading social situations.
Right.
And quite often, 99.9% of the time, I misinterpret situations. And I just seem to live in a different world.
Right.
Okay.
It's an interesting way of seeing it.
Yeah.
Because especially because you do, so you're involved with the drama group as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm heavily involved with Inclusion Gloucestershire, with the drama group, and I'm also involved with the Healthy Lifestyles project. So
cool.
I'm a project worker. I never thought I'd get a paid job because from a young age I had professionals saying, oh, I'll never be able to walk, talk, I'll be deaf, I'll have the house adapted, I just won't be able to do nothing. It's only been now where I'm like, that's not true, because I've beaten all the odds, and just because you have a disability or something that makes you different doesn't mean you can be like anyone else, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So
you
like
need to
they
be,
tell you you can't do anything, but that's completely wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's insulting, and
Yeah.
because there's lots of very talented people like myself who's fully independent on public transport and doing my own food shop weekly and getting myself to my activities and time management. Sometimes I need help socially and emotionally, but I'm just so lucky I can lead a full independent life.
And that's not luck either.
No.
You've done that. That's
Yeah.
something you have achieved, and that's wonderful. I love hearing that. How old were you when you discovered like your neurodivergence?
When I was a baby, my
wow.
mum knew there was something wrong, but then the social and emotional issues started when I was about age 13. I experienced severe bullying at a special needs school. And yeah, that was the most traumatic thing I've been through my whole entire life. Knowing that I've got a neurodivergence, I can just about cope with that. But having that traumatic time just increased the notch a bit.
Yeah.
That was
I know what you
so
mean.
difficult for me, my family, professionals involved. The worst thing about it, it wasn't the school that told my mum. It was an educational psychologist who was getting the assessment done for me, because I had to go through loads of assessments and to get the proof that I was being bullied so I could move to a different school. And as a result, my mum had to go to court.
Wow. Gosh, that sounds like quite an experience.
Yeah, and I was out of school for a year, and it's like there was two Elisas, because at home I'm very calm, settled, engaged with family activities and special occasions. And then as soon as I went into school, I would just lose it. And I kept getting into trouble just for the slightest little thing.
Once you're on their radar, it's like they pick up on you for everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
When
big
it
thing
wasn't
down.
my fault. Yes, I did some things which is classed as not okay, but I'm neurodivergent, so I think they needed to allow that.
Yeah. And you're also just a kid.
Yeah,
You're just
it's
a kid.
Not quite
You know,
understanding.
trying to
stuff.
understand like an environment that wasn't built for you.
And the worst thing about it was a special needs school.
So they should have known better.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, imagine it must be very difficult to try and balance all those different needs going on. But like you were saying, in terms of because you already had difficulties, and then
It just made
these
it
things
worse.
happen that
It just-
exacerbated everything.
It just upped the anxiety. It was really hard for my family because they didn't know what to do and why I was acting this way. My mum would get phone calls from school saying, "Why is Elisa hiding under tables? Why is Elisa refusing to do her work?" Well, if they treat me properly, that might not have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even
So-
just from a point of view of autism, those two things, from my knowledge of as an autistic person, but also knowledge of how it presents in kids at school, hiding under a table kind of thing. That's really baseline autism thing that even just mainline schools can manage very well. So like you were saying earlier, special needs school should have the capability to be like, and actually it's not that bad.
Yeah. I was always
Just
under the
change it.
piano at school. If you couldn't find me, it was always check under the grand piano.
The other thing was I'm very angry and jealous and not very happy because my sister doesn't have any disabling barriers.
Right.
So automatically I think it's just easier for her. It's easier for my mum. It's easier for my whole family.
It's hard when there's people, there can be people within your life that you can compare to and very easily draw metrics up of like, we each have, these different lots in life and compare and contrast.
And
That's hard.
Yeah, I don't see myself as disabled, but when we start talking about the fact I've got ADHD, social emotional difficulties, attachment issues, it is painful. It's really hard.
It's difficult. It really is.
Difficult.
Especially kind of with family members and with your peers. And I didn't get an autism. I didn't know about my autism until kind of last year.
Oh,
but
my word.
I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia nearly 20 years ago now. And so that thing of kind of comparing what I should be able to do, like these people can do this, so I should be able to do that, when actually I don't have that capability. I'm not built that way. It is really hard when you're comparing yourself to other people.
We live in a world that compares and like encourages us to compare ourselves left, right, and centre to other people and look at it in this competitive dog-eat-dog way, and with a bit of a scarcity mindset, so that like this person has, that means you cannot have this. You've got an imbalance of someone, like, this person has achieved, so therefore it means you can achieve less, kind of thing. And it's so hard to then reconcile that with if you've had a difficult lot in life, in any way.
I also have physical disabilities, so I've got short collarbones.
Right.
So when I'm walking, I'll be like this, so people think, oh, I'm in a bit of a bad mood, I'm a bit tense. It's the collarbones. I would love the opportunity to do cartwheels, acrobatics, but my body doesn't do that, so I have a limited range of movement. I struggle with my hands sometimes. I also have what's it called? Proprioception. So for an example, I went home for my birthday and my mum asked me to shut the curtains.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a new house, it was hard to know where the cord was.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack type thing.
Yeah.
And my granddad kind of had a go at me for it. And, like, I just felt this pressure, right, I need to do it right. I don't want to get shouted at or anything. And my mum's explained to my family so many times that I've got a condition that's out of my control. My dad is starting to get the whole idea. My sister gets it. My mum's partner, who's like a dad to me. A big shout out to Eddie Redding, mum's partner. They all get it, but my granddad, he doesn't get it. Now, it's one thing just not really understanding or having experience with disabling barriers, but it's another thing just to dismiss it. My granddad just dismisses it and then he has a go. And I don't find that very helpful. In terms of my attachment issues, the biggest one is with my mum. I'm very close with my mum. She has and has done so much for me. There's an endless list. And she'll do anything for me.
Has she helped manage your kind of those difficulties in your life really well? And
Oh
so you've
my
both
God.
built that bond up.
My mum is my rock. A big shout out for my mum, definitely.
And this week, we've just had Mother's Day as well. So while we're recording this, we've just had Mother's Day and International Women's Day. So big up for Elisa's mum.
Thank you. I didn't go home for Mother's Day, but I'm going home for Easter.
Lovely.
But when I go home, and when I go home, every time my time is ending with my mum and I've got to come back to Gloucestershire, I don't like it.
It's difficult.
I do not like leaving my mum. I'll be texting her crazy saying, come on, can you come and get me, please? I don't like it. But then when I get into the activities in Gloucestershire, I'm not exaggerating, is one of the best places for learning disabilities. In Gloucester town centre, what I notice is there's a big population of disabling barriers, mental health and homelessness.
Yeah.
And it's so touching because you've got the Treasure Seekers, Inclusion Gloucestershire, you've got Glow Active. Every day there's so much going on. Whereas in Buckinghamshire, there's nothing. I've got a friend who's moved to a supported living place in Buckinghamshire. She doesn't do the things that I do.
Yeah.
And that's where your family is?
Yeah. And I just feel like I could do much more.
So it's a good place for you to be, even though you want to be close to your mum.
Yeah.
It's actually really good for you
to
be here.
I get so torn between, but I know, hand on heart, this is the best. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm never in my house.
You're always out and about.
Yeah. And it's just everyone who runs the activities, it's a combined effort.
Yeah.
And they are just absolutely phenomenal.
We know the Inclusion Gloucestershire drama group. So you like make films and stuff as well, don't you?
That is so cool.
Yeah.
We did filming in Wetherspoons in Gloucester Keys. That was amazing. There's so many opportunities, and I would say anyone's parents who are trying to find somewhere for their young person, do come to Gloucestershire because there's so much to do. Like, it's crazy. I complain that I'm tired. I go to bed early. Like,
you're so busy.
It's really nice hearing you
amazing.
talk about it, because like the difference in hearing you talk about your experience at school and then talking about your experience as an adult, like in Gloucestershire, doing all these things, and your face just lights up.
Yeah.
And knowing that you've got past that trauma, which obviously is still there.
Yeah.
But knowing that like you found a place where you feel happy and you're doing all these things, and not accepting that you're being told that you can't do stuff, because it's totally untrue.
And it's sucky as well.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And I feel like I can show, I'm Elisa, I'm showing what I'm made of, like, type thing. I just walk through Gloucester town centre just with this pride about myself. And it's really nice because I see people from other groups and we all have a connection. It's a big circle. And then maybe a few hours later I'll go into town and I'll be like, hey, I just saw you a minute ago. Like, it's just amazing.
It's like it's a good community, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good community.
Everyone's so understanding and they're so patient with me because I can be a bit of a handful. Hands up.
I think we can all be a bit of a handful.
I just feel like I got my life back, really.
That's wonderful.
It's just
That's so
amazing.
nice to hear.
I go to Treasure Seekers Performing Arts group on a Friday morning, and you see people in wheelchairs who can't get out of their chairs, who can't walk, who can't talk. And then you've got Treasure Seekers Performing Arts staff just being with them and
including them.
Yeah. It's absolutely phenomenal. When I walk through that door, I always have a good feeling about it. And when I leave, even if I got something on my mind and I might be a bit miserable, I don't have anything bad to say about these groups I go to. It's just absolutely amazing.
That's wonderful.
5-star.
And it's so nice to, because it really sounds like it's giving you a sense of like that chance to be you, that authentically you, and that it's doing that for other people, allowing people who may experience disabling barriers in various different ways to be human, be treated as human and feel themselves human, feel that strength of personality that they have as the individual. And that's, such a strength of a place, and it's so lovely to hear. Yeah.
I have a question which is slightly unrelated to that. So with your learning disability, and you said about having ADHD as well, does it feel like the ADHD is something on top of that, or does it just feel like it's just you as a whole?
That's a good question. I would say it's both.
Okay.
You haven't seen it today, but I don't really work with you guys as much as I would love to.
Yeah.
But I do different things with my hands when I'm stressed and I can't cope.
You can't see me doing that underneath the table. Under the table, we're like fiddling like crazy. We normally do it up here. But
I also rip my clothes to shreds, and that's a sensory output syncing type thing. I laugh quite a lot. I repeat phrases like "I love you lots, Eddie." I just repeat it quite a lot. I guess it's that reassurance point of view.
yeah.
But then it's also part of the condition, like I repeat things.
Yeah.
It can help it go into your brain, or just connect. Can help you connect with a term or the meaning behind something, or process something.
Yeah, it's definitely sensory processing, but also one of my memories is when I was like, I don't know, 3. I didn't speak for the first 5 years of my life.
Right.
But when I was 3, I couldn't really, I struggle with my legs, so that's another part of my physical disability. Anyway, my mum and dad had just got divorced, and we lived on a single track road, and Eddie lived opposite us. And his wife sadly passed away of leukemia. And my mum was helping me strengthen my muscles cycling up and down the street on this tricycle. And we would stop at Eddie's. I call him Eddie now. And yeah, it was just amazing because I tried to talk to Eddie. No one would take the time to actually try and have a conversation with me. And Eddie did that. And I'll
Wow.
never forget that. And then when I was 5, I remember my first sentence. My first sentence was, "Oh, I forgot my lemons." Because basically, I was seeing all these professionals about my speech and language and everything else. My mum was put on this Hannum course,
Okay.
getting your non-verbal child to speak.
Right.
And we went to, and all I said was mama and up. That's all I said. So you can scrap having a conversation like this. We went to this farm shop, which to this day and age is still open. And it's in Buckinghamshire. And my mum had a load of things on her list, but specifically lemons. And we went round the shop and she got me back in the car and she muttered under her breath, "Oh, I forgot my lemons." My first sentence at the age of 5 was, "Oh, I forgot my lemons."
That's wonderful.
You
Oh, I
solved
love
It
that.
was just amazing.
I love
is
that.
Such a good first.
Do you know what yours was, Murray?
No, I don't. No. Do you know yours?
So other than TPs, as in tea please,
Oh, okay.
an actual sentence. So my brother was 4 when I was born and apparently used to say, "What about me?" quite a lot. Because obviously everything was about the baby. So my first sentence was actually mocking my brother. "What about me?"
Wow. That shows, yeah.
Well, on that note, well, thank you so much for coming in to talk to us, Elisa. That's been wonderful.
One thing that I just wanted to say before
Yeah,
we
yeah,
do sum up
sure.
was something that just seems to have really come up multiple times during that discussion is that when you give someone a chance to do things that other people have written off, so like Eddie talking to you and actually engaging with you in conversation and trying to get that flowing, and then all these opportunities and stuff that you now do in Gloucestershire, all of those things allow someone to be themselves and to come through and have that pride about themselves that you'd have, and that strength of personality and ability to appreciate one's own personality is not just necessarily a bad thing. And it's just those little moments.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just sometimes need to give people a chance. It's like, actually, don't just write something off.
Remove the barrier.
Yeah, remove the barrier and enable.
Well, homework for our listeners then. Can you tell us something in the comments where someone has removed the barrier for you, maybe, and given you that chance? We'd love to hear those.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
That's all we have time for this week, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Follow us on Instagram at Life in the Mind. Our other socials are linked in the bio. Bye.